belt around the house, like a belt from a robe or an old tie that you don't care about?
Yeah, I've got some for, because I did boxing, so I've got some of the wraps for boxing. Those might be nice.
Oh, do you do rock steady boxing?
Yeah, I've done that. I wasn't too happy with it, so I tried a couple shots of it, and then I ended up just quitting the boxing and moving on to something else. The other thing is I had an instructor who seemed much more interested in beating up the bag than explaining what we were doing. So.
Oh. Well, I like to take, time to explain everything. You can always ignore some of what I say. You don't have to do everything. The biggest the most important requirement is that you're safe. So you have to feel like your body is safe. And that's the first top priority. So if something doesn't feel right, listen to yourself, because you know best. And then the next requirement is you have fun.
Okay, sounds good to me.
You have to have fun. If you
All right.
don't have fun, you can't do yoga.
Okay, I have fun, I promise.
Right, guys?
Got it.
Definitely. Don't you make it fun?
Friday night fights on there?
What, hon?
We make it
Have you
fun,
got
don't we?
Friday
Marianne?
night fights going?
No.
You're
Yes, we do.
smiling. How are you feeling?
I need
Pretty
to ask
good.
a question.
I don't know if I can show you I'll sit up a second. Here's my pink. My pink
you have
cast.
pink. You're pink cast.
Well, when you're in a house of all men, you got to be kind of princessy.
Yeah,
You have a small screen. I'm gonna try to make
you
it bigger.
are a prince. Princess.
Oh, thank you.
You are a princess. Hi, Anne. I haven't seen you in a little bit. You're on mute, but I see you waving at us.
Good morning, everybody.
Good
morning.
morning.
Good
How
morning.
are you?
I'm well, thank you.
You are moving and grooving.
Yes,
Don't do that, hon. Mindy, I have a question for you.
Okay. What's your question? I hope I can answer it.
I know you can. Last week, one day you showed us how to put a, what do you call the bands? These things. You showed us how to put it on so that it would help us to hold our shoulders back.
Oh, right. And I didn't bring that pre-made thing down today, but I can show you with this strap. It looks, what? Both doors. There's like a haunted, is it Halloween week yet? There's like somebody haunted trying to open these doors up. There we go. So you put it around the back. Everybody, this is for helping your shoulders. So it goes around the back and right about the bottom of the tips of your shoulder blades, or you could think of it your bra strap. Even guys, you could imagine it, even if you don't wear one, right? And then we throw this over the top without hitting your head. And then the other one, and they cross. And then you pull down on it. And this one isn't quite long enough because I'm wearing two sweatshirts.
You should have.
Listen.
But then it goes across like this and you buckle it. Did you see that?
I think I have it on wrong. I got it crossed at my neck.
No crossing neck. We do not choke in yoga. No choking. So why don't we go over it after class? But so it's in the back. It's in the back, right? We start in the back. Can you see that?
Yes.
Then you throw them over your shoulders.
Okay.
Then you cross them. It goes behind and under your neck. Now they're crossed. and then I grab one with one hand and one with the other. So they're making a cross in the middle of your back, not at your neck. None of that, no choking in yoga. You're gonna scare Brian off.
I'm looking. I've got a rep like that too.
So what this does is it helps to you feel like your shoulders are on your back. It's just a really nice way to feel your posture. I do have some students who walk around like this, or maybe, when they're at their computer or watching TV or something, they put it on it is a reminder or kind of like a cue for your posture, but you don't need to wear it all the time and probably shouldn't wear it all the time because you want to develop the muscles to hold it. So that's what it looks like. It feels very good. It should feel good. It doesn't feel good. It may be too tight or in the wrong place.
It feels wonderful.
Yeah, it should feel wonderful, Ann. That's exactly it. If it doesn't feel wonderful, something's wrong.
Right.
It has to be long enough that it'll strap around. And I'll show you next time. I didn't bring it downstairs with me. There's one that's pre-made. There's different ones on Amazon that you can buy or in different websites that are pre-made, and they're made out of the material that if you wanted to, you could wear it under a shirt and no one would know you have it on.
You ready to move?
All right. Any questions or any comments before we start our yoga?
Someone just said, what is the belt called? And where?
Well, the one that I have at upstairs, it's by embrace.com. Embrace.com, but I'll bring it on Friday so you can see it. It is worth it. If any of you have my book, I describe how to do it in the book. I probably should make a recording, how to put that on. And put that on YouTube. Not a bad idea, right?
Right.
Right,
What?
right.
Right, right. It's not easy. When we put it in the book, it's not easy because, you're describing this and people are going, what? What do I do with this strap? Anyway, any comments before we start our practice today? Brian's gonna think all we do is yak.
That's all I do.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and mute everyone and go yoga. Have fun.
Okay.
Go yoga. Go yoga. I love your questions. I love your questions because then we're really addressing what you want to know. So feel free. You can put them in the chat. We can talk after, we can talk before. And if something is really burning, very possibly someone else in the class wants to hear the answer to the question too. So feel free to unmute yourself. So again, if you're new, no pain, all gain in yoga. We listen to our bodies. Our bodies are giving us messages. They're communicating with us all the time. We just have to listen and give them a little bit of credit. And that is the most important aspect. And then we want you to have fun. We want you to have fun. And we really want you to, why do we do this? We want to feel good after, right? We want to feel good during and we want to feel good after. If someone says, why do you do this? There's a little bit of magic in yoga. It's kind of like that secret sauce. What is it that makes us feel better? They have that like yoga glow. And there's lots of studies on why yoga helps people who have movement challenges and people who don't have any movement challenges, although I'm sure almost all of us do to some degree. So yoga can help anybody. Let's begin in our seat and rock from right to left just to feel your sitting bones. Become more aware of them on the seat of your chair. As you start to become aware of your breath and feel your body, the weight of your body as it shifts to one hip and one side and then the other. And notice if the head and the spine are traveling together with the hip, or if they're kind of holding back. You can always hold on to the side of the chair for balance. Begin to listen to the sound of your breath as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Start to notice the change in weight in your feet as you shift from one side to the other, and you might begin to alternate lifting the heel as you push down through the ball of the foot. We're always adapting, right? We might have a cast on one leg, and so the heel rise may not be happening today on one side. And that's okay. You can still, even if a movement doesn't appear accessible to you, you can send the message to your body. You can envision it in your body, and it is still triggering that spot in your brain to light up, And then let's take our arms, one or both arms, out to the side as we sway right and left and left and right. Come back to center. Relax your shoulders on your back. Turn your palms upright. Now you can wear that shoulder brace when you're practicing, although it may be slightly restrictive. So you can kind of play around with that. And let's circle the arms forward and then take them out to the side and forward and outward and down and up and out. So down on the exhale, inhale it up and out to the side. As you breathe, movement with breath. Movement with breath. We're starting to flow them together. Good. And open up your palms. Turn them upright. Feel an extension out through the front of your body, out through your arms, and picture your shoulder blades on your back as you bring the palms forward. Touch yourself on the shoulders, and then open up the elbows. Awesome. Inhale, elbows forward. Take your arms out. Relax your shoulders down your back. Fingertips to shoulders. Open up the elbows. As you open up the elbows, feel your shoulder blades to come together back behind you. Inhale forward, open it up. Exhale, close it and open it. Good. Let's circle the elbows around. So you could start with smaller movements, and then gradually they get bigger. It's like you got wings. So circling the shoulders forward, out to the side, back and down. And as you do this, you might, like I have my fingers on the shoulders and I can feel the bones moving a bit. That's kind of cool. Let's reverse it. Reverse the circle. And so you might be saying, well, why is this yoga? Well, we're moving with breath and we are starting to loosen up our joints for some of the postures. And bring your arms out to the side. Thumb and the center of your palms, wrap your fingers around, give it a hug in. So hug your thumbs and then open it up. Open up the fingers. Hug your thumbs, open up your fingers. Hug in, pull knuckles towards you, and then place your palms in your lap. Starting to move our spine. Round your spine, shin to chest. This is known as cat pose. You might take your hands to the edge of your upper legs, your knees. Cup your knees with your hands. And now with your chin to your chest, feel this opening you're creating in the back of your body. You are stretching the back as your shoulder blades widen. And then inhale, lift your heart, draw your shoulder blades back, lifting the heart upwards, get a little stretch in your belly. But start small. Maybe it's too much, so don't stretch quite as much. The sit bones are moving back in this cow position. Exhale, it's cow spine, really. Exhale, round chin to chest, and the tailbone's moving down. I'm just turning sideways so you can see. If I knock my blocks all over, knock the blocks, rhymes. Chin to chest, sometimes amaze myself with what comes out when describing how to do yoga. Inhale, lift the spine, draw the shoulders up and back. Notice how the sit bones go back. The neck lengthens as the heart rises. We don't want to tip the head too far back. Exhale, we round. Inhale, we lift up. And you can try to straighten your arms as your heart rises and the hips are moving back. So it's a C curve. They're both C curves, convex and concave, alternating. Move back to neutral with your spine and rock yourself forward and back on your sitting bones. So we're rocking one way and then the other. Rock it. And then come to neutral. So that's somewhere in between, rocking forward and back. And lift your right heel, push down through the ball of the foot. Exhale, lower the heel, lift the toes on the right foot. No reason to look at them, just feel it. Imagine the pinky stretching out to the side, the big toe lifting, and the three toes in the middle spreading. Exhale, lower them down and claw them down like you're gonna pick up a pencil with your toes. So your foot is contracting in like a claw. And then release it. Inhale, heel rises. Exhale, it lowers. Inhale, toes rise and spread. Exhale, lower them down, claw the tips of your toes onto the mat. You're gonna notice that your arch rises up because you're making like a little claw. And then release that down. Other side, inhaling, heel rises. And really feel it. Really feel what kind of sensation is at the bottom of your foot as you lift the heel. Exhale, lower the heel. Inhale, lift the 5 toes. Feel, without necessarily looking, your big toe mound pushing down, and then there's some pressure across the front of the foot. Toes spreading. Now let's claw. So press the tips of your toes down like you're making a claw, and then release it. Inhale, heel rises. Now, if for some reason it cramps, let it go, maybe shake out the foot, do some pointing and flexing, and then go back in. You might want to massage your foot if it cramps. Exhale, lower the heel. Inhale, lift the toes. Exhale, lower them. Crunch them like into a claw. And release. Let's open up now. We're gonna go heel, toe, heel, toe. So toes out, heels back. Toes out, heels back, toes out, heels back. Now you're only gonna go as wide as comfortable for you. If you're super tight in your inner thighs, then you're only gonna go so wide. It might be here. Let's take it back in. Toes forward, heels in, toes forward, heels in, toes forward, heels in. Like we're in first position ballet. Let's do that again. Heels back, toes forward. Toes out, heels in. Alternate it in and out and out and in. Sitting on the edge of your chair, inhale and lift your knee you may have your hands underneath the thigh, hold the thigh with your hands, or you could use a tie underneath your thigh to hold your leg up. We're gonna isolate the lower leg. So our shoulders are up and back. We're centered on our sitting bones. And then draw a circle with your lower leg. So your upper leg is stationary. Make a circle. Doesn't matter whether it's clockwise or counterclockwise, you can reverse it. Breathing in, breathing out through the nose. Now we're gonna let it swing forward and back. So the lower leg is swinging forward and back. And then like a pendulum, maybe side to side a little bit. That's a little harder. Be easy on your knees, forward and back, circles, maybe a little side to side motion. And then let's place the leg down and just notice how you feel. Notice how you feel, and let's do the other side. So hands under thigh or use your strap, lift the leg towards you, towards your heart. And then keeping the upper thigh stable, go ahead and circle the lower leg. We don't often think about moving the upper or lower separately. So now we are circling one way and then the other. And then let your legs swing forward and back like a pendulum. One way and then the other. Just kind of playing here. Breathe in, breathe out. Not worrying about whether you're doing it quite right or wrong. You'll get it. The more we send the message to the body, the more it starts to go, oh, that's what he or she wants. Okay, I got it now. And then let's lower it down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's find our version of extended side angle. So you can start with your left knee out to the side and your right knee forward. And let's place our right hand on the thigh and circle the left elbow and arm around. Maybe like swing it like you're rocking a baby. Just kind of swing it and then circle it, warming up the joints. And then eventually find your way to arm forward and maybe over the ear, or hand at the hip, hand at the hip, hand on elbow. We've got our hand on the thigh. Start to bring the elbow down if that feels comfortable for you, but try not to dump into the right side. Pushing down through your feet evenly. I was noticing I was rocking back, so I'm going to push down firmly through the foot and feel, and now I'm starting to feel some muscle activation on the inner thigh. And then your hand can stay here on your hip, hand to shoulder, or maybe up overhead, could be in a cactus or over the ear. So there's all kinds of options depending upon how your shoulder is feeling, how your arm is feeling. Breathe in and breathe out. And notice how you breathe in, how you fill your torso with breath. And how when you breathe out, you're releasing and you feel this like settling. And then on your inhale, maybe you stretch a little bit more, push down through your feet, feel yourself really grounding, really rooting. And then, are you ready? We're gonna rise, the root to rise. So we push down firmly through the feet. You feel the muscles activate in your legs and you rise up. Oh yes, and relax the arms down. Let's inhale, take the arms forward, out to the side. Inhale forward, exhale down. Inhale forward, maybe upward, exhale out to the side. maybe in cactus. That's it. Let's tilt towards the right. Maybe extend the arm. Maybe we look forward and maybe we look down. So we do give options because it's just a way to draw awareness to what feels best in your body. If your neck is feeling strained, looking down may be the best option for you at this moment. Take a breath in, really lengthen. Make sure you're not dumping down into that right side. You're lifting long through your spine. Push down through your feet. Inhale, rise up. And let's take the leg back in. And then let your knees fall out to the side and come on to the outsides of your feet. And then inhale other way. So now knees are together and gently press down through the outside of the feet. So it's a rocking outward and inward and outward and inward. And maybe you add arms. Maybe you don't. Then come back to neutral, give yourself a hug. Notice which arm is on top. Twist towards your right and towards your left and back to the right and back to the left. Now open up your arms like you are holding a baby and sway to the right and sway to the left. Rocking, feel the weight change in your feet and in your hips. As you breathe, you might gaze towards side to side. As you sway to the right, you might gaze at your right elbow, and then the left towards the left elbow, making like a C curve with your arms. And then returning to center. Drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. Relax your shoulders down your back. Circle the chin down towards your chest and towards the other side. So the ear is facing down towards the shoulder, and you might feel a stretch on the opposite side of the neck. Then drop your chin down towards the left. Circle the head down, feel the weight of your heavy head, and then drop your ear down. Maybe drop the opposite arm as you feel length you're creating on the side of your neck. Drop the head down towards the other side. Maybe the arm lowers. Breathe in and breathe out. And inhale, chin to center and lift it back up. Let's move the left leg out to the side, the right knee is forward. Plant your feet down. Really feel them push down into the mat. You're gonna feel when you do that, your pelvic floor lifts. Then give that a break. Push down through your feet. Notice how you lift up through your spine. You might feel your pelvic floor tone. It's like it's pulling in and up like a suction cup. And then release it. One more time. Press down. Rise up. Feel your legs. They're active. Everything's active. Release. Placing your left hand on your thigh. Begin to move the elbow and around and about. So these are just fluid movements. You might go forward. You might go out to the side. You might come into a cactus. Feel the flowing movements. Discover, explore your range of motion, because yours is going to be different than everybody on this class. We are practicing together with different bodies. Inhale it forward and out to the side. And let's eventually find our way to hand on the hip, or traveling up the rib cage or shoulder, or maybe extending into cactus. Now at this point, you can't keep your hand on thigh and push the left hand into your thigh. That gives you space. You can place your forearm on the thigh, draw the bottom shoulder back. Once you've got that all in place, breathe in and breathe out, and notice how your ribs are spreading as you inhale. And then exhale, we soften, extending the arm perhaps not. Notice the sensation on the side of your body. Maybe you gaze down. Maybe you take your nose up towards the sky. Let's press down through the feet. Feel the legs tone, muscles tone. Rise up, arms are into a T. Beautiful. Let's float the arms forward, out to the side, and forward, maybe upwards, out to the side. So we've got fluid, wavy-like movements, making curves. And let's go in one more time to our side angle. You might kind of sway the elbows side to side. This forearm may be down or hand is down. Shoulders back. Elbow lifts, maybe extends. Breathe in and breathe out. And breath is in and breath is out. Let's press down through the feet. We feel a toning in our hips, in our pelvic floor, in our legs. Maybe we stretch a little bit more. Press down, rise up. You got it. And bring your hands to your lap. Find your center. Let's take our hands to our hips and lean forward and back. Notice how the weight switches. Now, if you ever feel like I'm gonna fall off my chair, no joke, it can happen because this is balancing. We're working on balancing as we rock forward and back. The weight's going forward, so we don't want to go too far forward that we do feel like we are going to fall forward. We rock back, and then maybe we take our arms out to the side as we rock forward and back. Yep. Maybe we extend the right leg forward as we rock forward and back. And then maybe we find center in the sitting bones and lift the leg. So pushing out through the heel, toes spreading. Exhale, lower your leg and your arms. Imagine that your spine, each space in between your vertebrae is getting, there's more and more space. So you're getting taller and taller. Inhale, arms and leg may lift. Now you can always hold on to the side of the chair as the leg lifts. You could always help your leg. You could place your leg on pillows in front of you, another chair in front of you. There's so many options. And then exhale and release. Drag the heel back in. Now in between sides, let's play a little bit with core. So holding the sides of the chair, you're gonna press down through your feet and pull your belly in to try to lift up. You're gonna take your chin to your chest. Try not to muscle it with your shoulders and your jaw because they're not gonna help. But it's a tendency we all do. We try to like do different things with our body parts that they weren't intended to do. So we're gonna push down through our feet, hold on to the side of the chair, take the chin to the chest and maybe lift the hips up, gaze at your belly, at your navel, and then slowly lower down. Awesome. So we don't wanna stress out the shoulders. Try to use your legs, use your center, your core. A lot of people like to talk about the core, right? And try to relax the shoulders, even though if you're holding onto the chair, that's fine, but maybe not give it so much of a grip, you know? Let the shoulders be down. Then we're gonna do it again. So push down through the feet, down through the feet. Feel your feet pushing down into the mat. Chin is to chest, and then slowly, without plopping, lower down. That can be the hardest part, is not like, you know, just like, right? That actually is tough on the spine. Now, maybe you do the next one with your arms on your knees or your thighs. Chin to chest, press down through your feet. So hands either on the chair or on your thighs, or maybe at your hips. Chin to chest, press down, rise up. Your knees are forward over your middle toes. Exhale, slowly lower down. Lift your heart. Take your arm bones back. Heart is lifting. Feel your thumbs as they rise. Let's do this again. Hands to the knees, the hips or the thighs. Press down, rise up. Exhale, slowly lower down. Open it up, arms into a V. Thumbs upward. Curl your fingers in towards your palm, thumbs up. And then lift. Inhaling, arms rise. Interlace the thumb. Yep, side bend to your right. Inhale to center. Side bend to your left. Inhale to center. Release. Now we're going to do this left side. Hold on to the side of the chair. Exhale, lower the leg. Inhale, lift the leg. It doesn't have to come very high, right? Like it could be an inch or two, a millimeter, maybe up to the knee, the opposite knee or thigh. Exhale, lower it down. Now your hands can be on the chair, or maybe you lift your arms out to the side. Exhale, we lower. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, we lower. And maybe you have one hand on the chair and one arm out to the side. Breathe in. And breathe out. Excellent. One more. Soften the shoulders. Notice if they're lifting, because a lot of people like try to lift their shoulders to lift their leg, but it's just not going to happen. It's actually going to cause stress in the body. Exhale, lower the leg down and bring the foot back in. Inhale, our arms rise. Exhale, they move out to the side. We're in a sun salute. Exhale, lower your head, your jaw, your gaze downward towards your toes. Check them out. And then push down through your feet and your hips. Inhale, arms out to the side. They lift towards the sky. Palms at your heart. Breathe in and breathe out. Exhale, lowering your arms down. Inhale, they lift up. Exhaling out to the side. Lower the fingertips down towards the earth. Release your jaw, your face, your nose, your forehead. Then inhale, hands to your hips or arms out to the side. Push down through your feet. Palms face upward. Arms upward. Hands at heart. Finding a twist towards your right. You might take one hand outside the thigh and the other behind the chair, seat of the chair, back of the chair. Watch your neck, feel your neck. You don't want to torque it. You may lessen the curve of your neck so it doesn't turn so far back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale to center, twisting the other way. Palms towards each other, elbows out to the side, feeling the twist from your navel up, and then releasing the hand to your leg in the chair. Feel like you're opening your heart. You're feeling this widening across your chest. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale to center. And exhale, release your hands. Moving towards some standing poses, knowing that you might do the standing poses, you might stay seated. whatever is good for your body. I'm gonna move the chair so you can best see me. And you can place a chair so you're safe. Now, if you have a wall, sometimes it's nice to place the chair against a wall so that you know it's not gonna move. We're gonna start with wall dog. So your hands can be on the seat of the chair, or some people like their hands on the back of the chair, especially if they're tall. So there's always adaptations based on our body. With palms down on the chair, walk your feet back about hip distance width. Bend your knees as you take your sit bones back. Notice your arms and your shoulders. If you feel any pain, you might want to walk in closer to the chair so your elbows are bent a little bit. And then you can always walk your feet back as you are ready for a little bit more stretch. So we bend our knees and then we slowly straighten them, maybe not all the way. Notice the stretch you're feeling in your spine, in your legs. Breathe in and breathe out. Bending and straightening. Let's walk our feet back towards the chair. Feel our mountain pose as we lift upwards. Now you could always use 2 chairs too for balance. I'm building a little heat, gonna take off that second sweatshirt. We're gonna move towards a lunge. And again, your hands can be on the back of the chair or the seat of the chair. So right knee is gonna be forward and left leg is gonna be back. Make sure you feel safe and then take the leg back and placing the heel down. Now, some people aren't comfortable with the heel down and that's okay. You can turn the heel up. It's gonna feel like a little bit different of a stretch, but heel down may feel more balanced. Heel up, you might feel a little bit more stretch through the front of the back thigh. The front knee is bending about over the heel. And so if you were to gaze down, you'd see your kneecap lining up with your middle toes. Be right here in your lunge, and then you can bend and straighten the front knee, and you're gonna notice how the sensation in your leg changes as you bend and straighten. Knee over heel and pulling back and bending and straightening and then bend. And let's hold it for a breath or two here. Breathe in and breathe out. Let's turn the heel upwards, bend the knee, the back knee and the front knee, and then slowly straighten the back knee. Bending. You're gonna feel some weight going in your hips for sure. This is strengthening. We're working our muscles. And then straightening the back leg and bending. Now for sure that front knee, that front leg, the front knee is bent, so that front leg is working. Let's step the back foot to meet the front. Find your way to mountain pose. Breathe in, breathe out. Feel your weight in your feet. You might hold on to the side of the chair or a wall if it's near you. For balance, feel the weight in your feet. So important to just stand for a moment. Notice if the weight is going back in your heels or forward in your feet. We want to find that center, that plumb line. And the way we find that is from bottom up, sometimes from top to bottom, sometimes from middle down and then middle up. But for now, focus on the weight in your feet, helping you to find this lift up tall through your spine. Now press down firmly through the right foot. Push it down like you mean business. And then release that pressure. Push down through the left foot. Push it down, really push it down. Try not to lock the knee. So a little bit of softness through the back of the left knee. Now push down through both feet. You're going to feel your hips tone a little bit. You might feel your pelvic floor lift in and up and then release. Hands come to the chair. Left knee is forward, right leg is back. Knee is over heel. Heel can be down or up on the back leg. Knee is over heel on the front leg. Notice the stretch right here. Stay in it for a breath or two. Just notice it. Don't feel the need to move out so fast. Maybe you shift the heel up. Maybe you shift the heel down. What's best for you? Let's bend and straighten the front knee a few times, easing into this. Now, as you straighten the leg, you might notice the stretch changes. It might release. And then as you bend the knee, the front knee, you might feel the stretch in the back leg gets a little bit more intense. So if it's too intense, then back off of straightening the front leg so much, or bending the knee so much. So that's how you can control it. Then turn the heel up. Let's bend the back knee, and you're going to feel that back heel lift. The knee is bent, both knees are bent, and then slowly straighten the back leg. Bend, then back leg, and straighten. Notice how that front thigh and leg are working. Breathe in, and breathe out, and breathe in, and breathe out. When you're ready, you're going to step your right foot to meet your left, press down through your feet, inhale, rise up, hands to heart. Awesome. Let's take the back of the chair now and practice some lifting up on our heels. You might take a block and place it in between your thighs, or a toilet paper roll, or some type of exercise ball. And you might start without the block in between your thighs, just to feel what it's like to lift up on your heels. So your hands are on the back of the chair. You're tall in your mountain pose. So you feel your weight centered in your feet. Shoulders are drawing up and back, but not too far back, right? Because then the chest goes forward. So they go up and back. Then you find that spot to stare at. Inhale, lift your heels. Lift your heels, you're coming onto the ball of the big toe mound and then across. Try not to put the weight too far on the outside of the feet. That won't feel good on the ankles. And let's exhale and slowly lower down. Inhale, heels rise up, gaze forward at a spot. Exhale, slowly lower down. Inhale, heels rise up. Now, maybe you find a spot to stare at and just notice your balance, and you might lift one hand or the other. Just notice. Maybe you lift both hands for just a brief second, knowing you can always put your hands down, or maybe you just lighten the touch of your fingers on the chair. And then exhale and lower down. Now, holding the back of the chair, go ahead maybe and press the top of the foot down. Give the foot a little bit of release. If it cramps, the foot cramps, just step down on it. Maybe go in again. Just stretching now the front of the ankle. Real important for mobility. And then let's place the foot down and the other side. Top of the left foot is down. You can always bend your knees here too. That might get a little bit more of a stretch in through the front of the ankle. And then step down. Now let's place the block in between our thighs. Block in between thighs. And we're going to do the same movement again. You're going to have your hands on the side of the chair, facing the chair. I'm just facing you for a moment or two. Maybe hand at the hip if you're not, if you are using one hand, but I would start here. And then we're going to push down through the big toe mound all across the toes as we lift the heels up. Hug the block. Exhale, lower down. Now you could have one hand at your heart, one hand at your hip, or both hands on the chair. Inhale, heels rise. Imagine this beam of light going up through your spine to the crown of your head. And then we don't want to get ungrounded and fly upward. So we got to push down now through our legs and into our feet, into the earth. And exhale, lower down. So in other words, we're imagining this energy go up through our body. But if we keep going up, 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 we're going to float away. So we have to imagine that energy going back down. So it's kind of like a pulsation. Energy goes up and energy goes down. Lifting again. Inhale, we rise up. You feel this lift, lift, lift. Hug your block. Maybe you take one hand off. Maybe you place it back down. Lifting the other one. Placing it down. Maybe you lifting both for a split second. Lowering your hands down. These are all maybes, right? No judgment though. Exhale, lower down. Breathe in and breathe out. Remove the block, place it nearby. Walk yourself back to wall dog. Get a good stretch in your spine and your legs. Feet about hip distance, though you can always take them a little bit wider. And notice if you feel like your belly is drooping down like mine is. So I'm going to pull my ribs up and angle my sitting bones to my heels. Now, the other thing is sometimes people round like this. So if that's the case, lift your tops of your ears up a little bit, gaze forward, feel your shoulder blades on your back. There's just these tiny little adjustments that we make over time. Bend the right knee. Slowly straighten it, bend the left. Slowly straighten it, walk back in towards the chair. Nice and slow, try not to go too fast. Don't want to make yourself dizzy. Now we're going to place the block in between our legs. Place the block in between your legs. And your ankles, sorry, it was in between your legs, right? Isn't that the silliest thing? Do what I do, not what I say. Something like that. Or is it do what I say, not what I do? Can go either way, right? So we're hugging the inner ankles into the block and just feel what happens in your legs as you do that. Hug the block and now try to lift your ankles up. You can always be seated for this, by the way. And then exhale, lower down. You could also be facing the chair. I'm just facing you so you can see. Hug the ankles into the block. Feel a toning in your legs. Exhale, lower down. So we tend to either roll out, legs go out like that, or we tend to roll in, or we might have one of each. So this way, we're just drawing a little bit of awareness into pushing down through the big toe mound and ankles lifting rather than rolling out. But we're hugging the block, so it lifts a little bit. And then exhale and lower it down. And place that to the side. Let's do a little bit of spinal balance work. So you can go back to wall dog. Now, if you prefer your hands on the chair, you can turn it or you can keep your hands on the back of the chair. I'm going to actually turn it. And you might not have to turn it because you're in your house and you can just move around the chair. So hands on the chair. I'm going to extend the right leg back. And then maybe take the left arm forward or out to the side. And then you might keep the hand down. The standing knee needs to be soft. You might lift the leg up. Anywhere, toes down, touching down, or leg up. Pushing heel away. And the hand can be into cactus. It can be forward or extended out to the side. I'll show you what I mean. And then exhale and release. Let's do it one more time that side. So just so you can see. I gotta make sure I have enough room so I don't make a hole in the wall here. So extending the right leg, lift it up. Oh, see, I'm knocking into the wall. So it lifts up. And then maybe, but I gotta make sure the standing leg is bent. Maybe I take the left arm out to the side in cactus or extended. Breathe in, breathe out. This is really nice for your spine. And, you know, it's weight bearing and balance. So there's all kinds of benefits here. You might feel some shaking. You might take your arm down. You might take your leg down. You might take a break. That's the advanced yogi. And then lift back up. Feel your mountain pose. Breathe in through the nose and breathe out through the nose. And we'll do the other side. Hands on the seat of the chair. Now we're going to extend the left leg back or the opposite leg back. Standing knee is soft, so we're not locking the calf back. We're not locking the joint. It's soft. That helps us activate our muscles. We can keep the toes down or we can lift the leg up, pushing out through the heel. We might take the right arm out to the side in a cactus, extended or forward. Or hand back on the chair. Take breaks and play with your balance. Take some breaks. I encourage you to take your breaks. If you're feeling super tired, you for sure need to take a break. If you're new to this and you haven't done it in a while, or you were away and now you're back, your body may not be used to it. Maybe you slept funky last night, right? Press out through the heel. If your leg is lifted, pull your belly in, angle your sit bones back. And then, so your left sitting bone is out towards your back heel. You might feel some weight going into that right hip because it is. It's a weight bearing pose. Good for the bones. Exhale, release. Come back to mountain pose. Very nice. I'm going to bring this chair back here. Let's do a little sun salute. Forward folding. So we start in our mountain pose. Chair may be to this side. You could also have another chair to the right and to the left. And then we lift arms up, one or both. You can be seated for this as well. We're going to exhale, hinge at the hips. Maybe hand to the hip. Maybe arm lowers down towards your thigh. Your hand to your thigh or to your shin. Release the head and the jaw and the spine. Gaze to the space in between your legs. Breathe in and breathe out. Breath is in and breath is out. Inhale, look halfway forward. Extend your spine forward. Feel your shoulder blades on your back. Exhale, release, drop your head and your jaw. Inhale, look halfway forward. Hands are at the shins or at the thighs. Take your shoulders to your ears and back. So you feel your shoulder blades on your back. One hand may be at the chair. Press down through your feet. Inhale, rise up. Perhaps the one arm lifts to the sky. Maybe both lift to the sky. Exhaling, hands at your heart. Good. I want to take a nice long stance. So let's take the left leg out to the side, take a long stance. Now you could have your hands on the side of the chair. Push down through your feet. Push down to your feet. Maybe you lift one arm up. Take a side bend now towards your right. So arm is over here. Maybe it's in cactus. Feel your strong legs. Move your elbow towards the left. And then straightening towards the right. Ooh, that's a nice side bend. Pull the elbow back. And then reach it over the ear. Pull it back one more time. reach it. Breathe in. Breathe out, circle the arm down, lift back up, other side. So your hands may be on the front of the chair. I'll move it this way for the other side. So our stance is long. We push down through our feet. Now isometrically pull your feet towards each other. Pull your legs towards each other. Pretend you had a big beach ball in between your thighs and you were hugging it with your legs. They're active. And push your feet down without locking your knees. Tone your belly. So you angle your sit bones down and your belly lifts in and up. Now, let's find our stretch towards the left. Side bending towards the left. Elbow goes to the right. And then it's straightens towards the left. Pull back. Reach long. Pull back. Maybe you inhale as you reach the arm to the side. And you exhale as you pull the elbow back. Breathe in. And breathe out. Good, one more. Stretch long. Remember the legs. Toned, strong, pushing down. Arm lifts up and circles down by your side. Heel toe your feet back into center. Notice how you feel now. We're gonna have a seat for our final poses and a little bit of relaxation. Let's stretch the right leg with our strap. So sitting tall, placing the strap around the bottom of the right foot. Chair or ottoman or sofa in front of you, you can rest the right leg on the chair, maybe crossing the strap, shoulders up and back, lifting tall. So your heel may stay down on it. You might lift it about hip height. I've got my leg and 2 blocks, so I feel like I could lift it a little bit more. Breathe right here. Breathe in and breathe out. Try not to muscle this. If we're muscling this with our shoulders and our jaw, it's not going to work. The body's just not going to relax into a stretch. So we need to relax the shoulders down in the jaw. Relax the tongue down. Breathe in and breathe out. You might take the leg out to the side and gaze the opposite way. So gazing towards the left as the leg goes to the right. Inhale, bring it back to center, lower it down. Find a twist. One more twist. So taking the right hand outside the left thigh. Breathe in, tall spine. Breathe out, feel the twist. In with the breath, out with the breath. In and out through the nose. Bring the leg back down to the other side. Now it's the end of class, so you might spend more time in a pose, and that's absolutely perfectly fine. You want to do what your body needs so that it feels good when you're done. So stretching the opposite leg, shoulders are up and back. You're stretching the leg. You're relaxing the shoulders. Your core is still working. You're upright. It's working. And if your leg is lifting, it's working. You can lower the heel down. Its core is still going to work because you're upright. Sitting requires core. Try to relax the fingers around the strap, enough to hold it, but not so much you're clenching. Then take the leg out to the side, maybe gaze the opposite way. Bring it forward, exhale, lower it down. Inhale, extend out to the side. Back to center, lower down. Place the strap by your side and find your final twist. Breathe in and breathe out. and in. And out. When you're ready, release your twist. Come back to neutral seated. Maybe your legs go up on another chair or ottoman or sofa in front of you. Maybe you put a blanket on you. For our final pose, for resting, relaxing the breath. It's a natural breath. It's not a controlled breath. It's a soft, effortless breath in and out through the nose. Breathe in and breathe out, and in and out. Relaxing the whole body relaxing. The legs, the feet, the hips, the spine and the torso, the arms and the hands, the neck and the head. Whole body relaxing. Breathe in and breathe out. Breath is in and breath is out. So stay as long as you want in your resting pose. We'll bring our palms in front of our heart as we close this class together. You can always stay longer though in your relaxation position. We bow in with gratitude for this practice, for it helping us to feel better than when we started, for being together as a community. We say namaste. Have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday, everyone. I'm here for any questions you might have.
Great
You
job.
can unmute or put a question in the chat and I'll look at it.
Hello, Mindy.
Yes, Mr. Ed.
I think yoga is all about maybe and might and breathing through my nose.
You're so right, Ed.
Uh,
You know that. You know that. It's breathing in and out through the nose. That's the most important part.
It's doing me a lot of good, Mindy.
Awesome. Awesome. I'm so happy to hear that because that really is the most important part is the breath. When you're focusing on your breathing, that's what makes the positions in the yoga different. It's really not the positions. It's the fact that you're breathing while you do them. That's the most important part of the yoga.
Thank you, Mindy. Namaste.
Namaste,
Mindy.
everyone.
Have a great day.
Great as always.
That was a great warm-up.
Thank you, Mindy.
So glad.
Thank you,
So
Mindy.
glad.
Namaste.
Have a good day.
All right.
Have a good-
Namaste, everyone. Feel good.
Bye-bye.
Thank you,
Thanks,
you
Mindy.
too.